Hey guys, it is just me for a little bit. Just for a little bit. How's it going, everyone? It is, of course, Thursday night. Couple days off the back. That it was Tuesday night game. Just how many times do you play on Tuesdays, right? So it was an odd day, but great result. Of course, before we get into it, I'm gonna waffle for a couple minutes here, as I hope that Dash actually does show up. He did fear this. He said he has a meeting. It's going to 5:30. But he's like, the way these guys are running these days, the past couple of weeks, man, it's not going to finish at 5:30. I can almost guarantee it. So I tried to delay a few minutes. We'll see. He'll join when he can join. Of course, we always appreciate his takes, especially when it comes to Doosan this week, because there's a lot of positives as well as negatives with Doosan. It is what it is. Of course, he scored. But before we dive right into it, please do remember, like and subscribe. Discord, the Spotify, the Twitter, the Instagram. It's all down in the description. It's all there, all the links. So please do join in. And as a friendly reminder as well, and Vincenzo, you are here. You've been reminding me. I've been busy. Thank you so much. And thank you to my wife. She just handed me my cell phone that I forgot. Didn't need it, but thank you. But sorry, back to Monday. That's the 23rd. That's Festivus. That's our special. That's where I invite the whole community, the whole UVA community, and then some onto the show just for holiday cheer, for the feats of strength, for the airing of the grievances, all the things that you do on Festivus. We're going to do that on Monday. Probably still going to do it at 5:30 Eastern, our normal time. We may make adjustments, but we do like to make it early enough for those in Europe. That's going to happen regardless. I've asked everyone. Now, as usual, December 23rd is actually a really bad date. For instance, like Rabona TV, I always ask him. And he's always like so quick to reply. Great dude. But he's in BC and he's going out on a trip with his buddies. So like, it's the 23rd. It's that date, but we're going to get who we can from all over the community. It's going to be fun nonetheless. It doesn't matter who shows up, who can make it or not. It's honestly just, it's the best episode of the year. And I love it. And I think I'm going to have the Festivus poll ready for this Sunday's match. So, of course, Vince coming in saying, hey guys, and we need Dashy Poo, of course. LJJ, Davide Caru, and Oscar. Thank you everyone for chiming in. Joining in with the live chat, and I'm hoping those good feelings have flown into Thursday now. A couple days off, a bit of time to think about it, and start thinking about the Sunday match as well, because we do have to continue moving forward. We have to start winning in the league. Like, sure, it's great. 2-0 Man City on a Wednesday. It's great 4-0 Cavalry on a Tuesday. What are we going to do on a Saturday or a Sunday? That is the big question here. And here is Gio from UVA Cornercast. Perhaps one of those names that may be joining us on Monday. So welcome in, Gio, as well. 4-0. Do I want to start with Vlahovic? I'm not going to start with Vlahovic. I kind of want to save that in hopes that Dash does make it in a reasonable amount of time, and we'll talk about him. But first, just because it's the first one that's up on Twitter at the moment, this is the one I'm going to do first. This is Nico Gonzalez. Let's turn off the volume. Let's get it big. Okay, so let's roll this one. I don't know if this is my favorite goal of the match. We can discuss that. What was your favorite goal of the match, by the way? Chime in, let me know, and we'll discuss it. We'll try to get footage of all of them. We'll play them all. This is the last goal at the 89th minute. I love this one so much. So there's a way up to Nico Gonzalez. And hold on. I gotta roll that back. Okay, so he gets it. He turns. So initially, as he tries to get the ball in his feet, the defender does make up ground to him. He has to lunge forward, though. Makes it side by side. He puts the knock-on kick so he can run freely into that space. He starts losing this defender, and look, he's like, nah, I'm giving up. He's like, he's given up his run here. Now he's essentially one-on-one with his man, shoulder to shoulder, going wide. And this I love, because he knows he can't go direct to the right. He knows he'll be red to the left. If he continues the run, the angle is going to get sharper and sharper, and it's going to be that much harder to score. So he chips it. He just chips it and puts it in the back of the net. I'd love that. That's absolutely beautiful. I can't get enough of that. When I watch that live, that had me going so hard, man. Oh, dude. Man, I don't know. The emotions on that one. And you can tell the emotions for Nico coming off an injury as well. This is absolutely huge. Earning number 10? Anybody? Nico for number 10? And just saying safe outfits for Dash, yeah. Oscar Fields another 1-1 or 2-2 on the weekend with a late equalizer. More of the same, yeah. Yeah, just Nico. Yes, Coops. Well, I mean, it really is hard to decide. They're all really good. Goal, like Chico's goal was really nice. There's only one of the four that wasn't really nice per se. Of course, we'll get into it. I'd like to see Dusan make a proper Lukaku goal, like where he's just like bodies the defense and just like actually gets it in point blank. Nico for J Medical Patient of the Month. Both Nico and Cooper great goals. Yes, I know they were both great. Okay, we'll get into all of them. They were all great. Every last one of them. That came in at the 89th minute. It was perfect, guys. It was cheeky, the finish, but the vision of the pass, the run, the athleticism, and that really is the impact as well. You put somebody on fresh, going against tired legs. Nico did come on the 66th minute, so he had been playing for 32 minutes at this point. Not saying he was completely fresh, but he definitely made it look like he was fresh compared to that offender. Yildiz was about to score a great goal too, but the keeper blocked it. Yeah, there was chances. There were chances outside of the 4 goals. We can't talk about every little last one. We're gonna focus on, of course, the goals first and foremost, because they are just the best. So many to celebrate. We are so starved of goals that I'm going to celebrate goals tonight, guys. Not the almost goals. We are celebrating the actual goals. Okay, I thought that was an old goal. Nico Gonzalez. I'm just scrolling through X to just see which one pops up on me. But it's all Nico. Everyone, maybe X thinks Nico is the best goal. Okay, I do have the coop now. I did find the coop, so let's bring this one up. This whole beginning segment, this is going to be celebrating 4 goals. I think we need it, no? Now, they do this RoboCop thing. I'm not personally a fan. That's just me having a little aside here. I never really bought into that one. I think it's not risque enough. You know how we are here. Really, we like to go a little bit edgy. RoboCop, he deserves something better, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Man, and one angle, and I'm sorry, guys, I do have to stop and play in terms of avoiding some copyright here. But he just bam, just kicks it all the way wide of that wall, and just dips it down. It was textbook, absolutely textbook. And then, of course, the celebration that comes after it. I don't know, man. Is there any other real way to describe this one other than just like clinical perfect? It's just this is something you roll on in the classroom and be like, this is how you do a free kick. Because find fault in that. I don't know. Maybe I suck too much at football to find any fault in that. Maybe there is no fault in that. I think it's the latter. It was perfect. Important to note, too, since we're celebrating Coop, his second goal now. We were wondering. So a couple things, actually. We were wondering here, Coop, when is he going to get some goals? Well, he's starting to get some goals now. I think that's 2 goals in the last 3, I believe it is. Within a couple weeks, anyways. Correct me with that. Give me the details as it's escaping me. I remember his last goal, but I'm forgetting when his last goal was. But anyways, Coop's got a couple on the board. But not only that, is we have a set play goal. We've been lacking with set plays. We have ourselves a corner. We got a corner last week. Excellent. Now we have a direct free kick from a guy that isn't Dusan Vlahovic in this case. There's layers of positivity here is what I'm trying to peel away. Over the past few weeks of these ties, being on the brink, all this, the doldrums, if you will, I think this might be that turning point in the season. Perhaps. It didn't happen after Man City. That's why I'm calling these guys like weekday heroes. Because they still need to do it in the league. But is this the turning point? You have Coop starting to catch on fire, who, by the way, had the flu again. Which, by the way, I have the flu again. I'm just faking this excitement right now. No, I'm actually excited, but it's trust me. After this one, I'm shutting her down. But this guy with the flu, and just pounds it. Just pounds it. So perfect. I love that on so many multiple levels. As I explained, like it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And that's why I think maybe because you see all these little pieces starting to come together, that might be the turning point. It's not just like one moment in time per se. It's these little things. Okay, guys, we're gonna have to take a little break from the game as I was scrolling X. Oh man, I love this stuff. Roma press again. As you can see right here, Federico Bernardeschi offered to Roma as Dybala alternative. Oh man, that's comedy. Absolute comedy. I love it. I'm here for it. Let's do it. Bring him back. Okay, there's going to be a few rumors tonight where they're just that. They're rumors. They seem like they're bullshit, right? We have to take things with a bit of a grain of salt in this case because we're getting close to that transfer market. We're the 19th, so 12 days? Less than 2 weeks. Man, like it's gonna start getting silly. It started. I can't find these other goals. Okay, which goal do I have to get? Chico. Conceição. I love his name too. The little thing on the yes. Oh yeah, okay. That one came up quick. It's Dusan's goal that's actually a little bit harder to find because it's not as beautiful. All the beautiful goals are here. But here we go. So Nico Gonzalez to Chico. And just curls it. Oh, Dash is coming. I'm hoping to hop in the next 10 minutes. Yeah, take your time, man. You're busy. We're going over some beauty goals. Except, I mean, the Doosan goal is next, so we're kind of waiting for you. But we'll roll the tape back. So, I mean, in the replay, it almost looks slowed down. In real time, there's something else. But Nico, goal and assist, again, just coming off of injury, direct to Chico, just steps it back and puts it in. What I love particularly about this isn't necessarily the goal itself. It's how he was pounding on the door. He's always pounding on the door. But this game, again, in particular, he's pounding. He's trying to go inside, going to go outside, trying to go direct, trying to go far post, trying to go deep. Doesn't matter. He was trying everything. Nothing was working. Then, finally, because this is at the 80th minute now, same thing. Guys getting tired. Maybe not that mental focus is there. And he just capitalizes. He's still in the game. He locks in. He gets the ball. He puts it in. No big deal. Just curls it in past the keeper. And it's that simplicity, that ease, that grace of that goal that I know it was freaking difficult. It's one of those things that because it looks so damn easy, you know it was that goddamn hard. Bone saying, yo, what did I miss? We're just celebrating our goals. That's what we're doing right now. We're just having a good celebratory segment. We're going slowly through our goals. We're just having a damn good time. You know what I'm saying? Because it's been a while. That's what we're doing, Bones. So you did this. We're kind of going all over. We did Nico first, or Nico Gonzalez, Coop Miners. Now we're on Chico. And I have to find the Vlahovic one now, the ugly one. Now, I'm going to assume that nobody's going to vote for Doosan. Maybe I should. We don't do this often, but we're going to do it. I'm going to put a poll up. And sorry, I'm going to be less interactive here as I put this poll up, but I'll try to be quick. Here we go. Start a poll. Best goal. So we have DB9. We have Coop. We have Chico. And then we have Nico. There's the poll. Let me just, I mean, that's the easiest way to do this, right? You're just going to start a poll. Get in there. Let me know. Because I know what I think my favorite is. But then again, looking back at them, I was like, damn, they all deserve so much respect. I was happy for Chico. He wanted to score so bad. Absolutely. He was in it. It was kind of like Yildiz a bit against Man City too. I was a bit fired up. I feel like that was Chico was the most fired up today. He always is. That's why I love him. He's just always fired. Chico's trying so hard to score like a guy at a bar trying to pick up a girl. It's hard when you're small, man. You know, the short guys, the girls don't always like the short guys. You might have to go for like a Filipino or somebody. So somebody. This is my buddy. I got a really short buddy, and he just found oh man, somehow smaller. Like he's so tiny, but somehow just found just have to go to the Philippines, man. That's it. He's just beautiful girl. Just good for him. He's still the tall one in this relationship. LGT doesn't. Well, you got to pick one. I don't know. Chef's going with Coop. Short King need love too. Goddamn. Yeah, everyone needs some love. Everyone deserves some love. Okay. Oh, do we need to talk about the Hawk Tua girl tonight? I'll put that on the list. If you have time, we'll talk about Hawk Tua. We don't even have the German here for it, but I didn't even know until today that apparently, apparently she'd made some bad business and just disappeared. But we'll get into that if we have some time. That's just for fun. Limit. Okay, I think this is it. Yeah, okay, I do have it. I have it for you guys. Perfect. Get this spooled up for you. final goal, as we hope for Dash to get in here. Yeah, I had to go loop. Oh, Coop probably, but Nico's was really close to get my vote too. It is hard. I didn't see the poll yet. Really? Should be in the top of the chat there. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. It should be there at the top of the live chat. Make sure you're on the live chat. And I know there's options where it's like top comments or all comments. I don't know if you have to change to all. It shouldn't matter. UV Paul saying, Ciao tutti. Chico's my favorite player, but Nico's goal is elite level. All right. Yeah. Yeah. There was an eliteness to it. I mean, that's still mine. Can I vote on my own poll? No? I can't vote on my own poll? Damn it. I guess I can go on with my personal account. I gotta vote. I'm gonna put my vote in. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. There we go. I voted. Okay. I mean, let's get over to Vlahovic here. Sorry, I'll get back into the comments there in just a sec. I'm getting distracted by my own poll here. So here we go. Speaking of Yildiz there. So there's Bangula. And actually, they don't show it here, but Bangula did come down the wing and did kind of work through a couple players. As you can see right now, he's sort of alone. There's Dusan sitting, waiting for some service. I mean, right now it's a 5-on-1 and then Dusan's mark. So there's six Cavalry guys. There's 2 UV guys here. It looks kind of bad in this situation. But finally, Yildiz comes, which nice little recognition here of. I think he might have actually lost it. I'm not sure if that he recognized it or if it kind of got taken out. But Yildiz quickly comes. Bangula does recognize it nonetheless. Opens up that space. Now, all of a sudden, you have 3 dudes. This is the evolution of the play, right? 3 dudes now on Yildiz. 1 marking Bangula, 1 on Vlahovic. Now Chico's in the situation. 1 marking him. Yildiz, bam, in between the 2 of them, finds that little bit of space. Almost gets blocked out. Little bit of space. Vlahovic traps it. And he was doing that well this game. Turns it. Don't want to say burn it. And I actually thought it wasn't going in. Look at how just the side of the post, bam. Now, it's certainly not the prettiest goal. He certainly had better chances in this match. Clear-cut chances. But he gets this one in. And it's a lot to do with Bangula. It's a lot to do with Yildiz. Vlahovic does what he has to, uses his strength, holds up his man. His finishing is still a bit concerning. That was close to not going in again. It did. I don't want to rag on the guy. He did everything else well. The team did everything else well. But this is why this one goes down at the bottom of my list, because he almost fucked it up. But he didn't. So we're here celebrating anyways. KB says refresh. Yeah, hopefully LJJ. Is it working? Is it working for you now? Nico's goal was sick, not gonna lie. Boomer move, Dave. I am a boomer. I'm a sick boomer. Maybe fuck you, KB. Nico is crazy. He has cojones. Yeah. No, I think he's everyone's favorite player at this point for the most part. Like overall, find me somebody that doesn't like him. There's maybe a couple times where it goes down a little easy. Perhaps if I'm going to be nitpicky about things. Vlahovic gets no love. You got a little bit of love. He's just fourth in line. It's not even sloppy seconds, it's sloppy fourths. This one was a good goal and isn't easy to score from that position, but he is getting paid for it low. Yeah, no, it still wasn't an easy goal. I don't want to discount the goal itself. It was well executed. It just almost wasn't executed. That's the thing. Like, there was a fine line in that one where the other three were just blasted in. Well, two were blasted in with confidence, and one was curled in gracefully with confidence. This one was like, ugh, I don't know. And I didn't. I did not know. I thought that wasn't going in. Panettone at UV balls. I said to my wife today, too, I was like, we need to get a panettone. We haven't had a panettone yet. What's going on? I need a panettone. Oh, man. Okay, so LJJ says, what about the miss? I don't know if I'm going to find footage of the miss. That's a lot harder. But what about the miss? I was really hoping that Dash would show up to talk about this miss. The mishmash. Interesting. João Felix could return to Benfica in search of first team football after underwhelming once again at Chelsea. The transfer rumors. It's not just us. But how about the miss? Which one? There were a couple. I'm assuming that very obvious one-on-one chance. Miss. Oh, okay, so I guess we have to do it, right? We have to talk a little bit about Vlahovic. We celebrated. We spent a good while celebrating here. But there were moments in this game that were also concerning, and the fact that we won 4-0 is gonna sweep a lot of those problems under the rug. We were exposed within the first minute. We were exposed a couple times. We've been lucky that we've been playing bad teams recently. Now, some of those bad teams have still managed to score on us. Today or on Tuesday, man, like, I don't know where Lapadula was aiming. I don't know where any of them were aiming. Lapadula had a few chances, again, early on as well. Just don't know where he was shooting. And if you watch the watch along, I was kind of glazing him a little bit because I like Lapadula. I mean, he's older now. I mean, for what he is, I mean, he's a good old-fashioned footballer, and it's just disappointing. Calgary could have easily snatched a couple of goals in this match. And if there weren't three other moments of brilliance in this match, if Vlahovic missed the goal that he did get, we would be talking about how he missed a couple of absolute sitters. So that's still a problem. Now, yes, the argument, and if Dow was here, hopefully he will join in because he's one of our regulars. We love his commentary, especially when it comes to Vlahovic. But how many chances do you need to give a guy, right? And this is the conversation. You look at Holland; he doesn't have his service now. Like City's midfield has fallen apart through injuries, and now Holland's numbers are tanking. So there's always these comparisons. Is Vlahovic still an elite striker? What is the ratio of misses to goals? Like, how many chances do you need? What's that ratio to be considered an elite striker? Now, I don't think there's an actual, like, there's no metric on this. Nobody's set this standard. This is something we can just discuss amongst ourselves. But was this good? Was this conversion rate by Vlahovic reasonable? Let's bring up the FOT mob. Get rid of the X over here and bring up my FOT mob. And we'll look at the numbers. Okay, so here we go. Vlahovic. So total shots 6. So he had, and shots it was 5. So it says 1 for 5, 20%. That's the shot accuracy. There, that's the name. I mean, I'm here trying to figure out a metric. That's the metric, shot accuracy. What percentage of shot accuracy is considered elite? Yeah, it just feels like Doosan dissection making is on dial-up. Do we not have to talk about it just a little bit for a few minutes? And this is me posing a question, guys. I don't want to sit here and just tear the guy apart. We're going to move on. But I do want to know from you guys in the comments. Is 1 for 5 good? Or should it be better? In this case, because he had one stupid obvious chance and then another like a very good obvious chance. In this particular case, I would like to see that at least 2 for 5. Different games, different situations, maybe different. I think this is a little low for me. What do you guys think? LJJ says, I think we do better with good teams. So, man, who talked about that in the press conference? I can't remember. So it was the pre-press conference to this past game, Calgary. And they were saying, it was one of the players, I'm sorry, the name escaped me now, that yes, we do play better because these lower table teams, it's just basically what we already know, guys. They say what we say all the time, what all you guys say. It's just when a team comes out and attack and leaves that space, we know how to attack the space. When lower table teams compress and park the bus, we're not able to play our style. And because we can't play our style, we don't do well and we struggle. Same thing. Same. Nothing new. Gabe is saying, not going to be negative, but this game was Coppa Italia, so I'm not convinced. No, they're still convincing to be had. I just think there was a few of these positive signs. But again, that's why we talked about some of the negative signs, because there are still issues there. Leaky defense, for instance. And at least for Doosan, and you can even say for Chico, what was Chico's numbers? Mind you, we had a lot harder shots. Shot accuracy. 3 for 5. And he's playing off center. Those are more numbers I like to see, right? So, and this is why I love, I don't say Sal. This is why he gets an 8-6. 8-6 is a huge number. The scored goals matter. Yeah, well, of course. Don't they always? Of course they matter, yeah. No, basically, I don't want to sit here like we're happy. Things are great, but I don't want to sit here and say things are perfect because we do have to transition now into Monza, which is another one of those teams that we struggle against. And we've actually struggled against Monza in the past. And we continue to struggle against these style of teams. So no, we have to expose, and this will roll into that Monza as we take that. That'll be a bit later. We'll do that at the end, of course. But good strikers don't have many opportunities or chances to score, but they don't miss too many. Yeah. So do you like what percentage though? Was kind of like what do we feel is fine? I'm fine if he's missing 300 chances, but scoring 50 times in a season. So that is 1 in 6, which is what, 17.5%? I mean, but and that's the thing, nobody's going to complain if you get 50 goals in a season. But how many people get 300 chances in a season? I still think that's a little bit low. Okay, your last one. Decision making, not dissection. His decision making is on dial-up. Okay, so his decision making is just kind of slow, is what he's saying. Okay, autocorrect figured out. We got you both. All right, yeah. Jeff saying, honestly, is one thing to miss chances, and it's another thing when you don't hit your chances on target. Yes, there is a nuisance, right? Like getting shots on target is important. Like completely whiffing them. Now, of course, if you're just constantly shooting directly on goal and not challenging the keeper, that's just as bad at the end of the day, in a sense, than just completely missing the net. I mean, at least you make the keeper earn his wages a little bit. KB full squad healthy when in August. I mean, there's always going to be somebody injured. I don't think we're going to be 100% at any point this season. There's just too many games, too many things going on. All right, some more negative things about this game. Timmy Weah out for 20 days, give or take, to be assessed. Felt something. He felt something. So there's another one out. Okay, we got Nico back. This is good, but that depth is now missing again. Dougie Louise is still being managed. It's difficult, right? Nobody can say when we're going to be healthy at this point. If Saturday was competitive as it was in the 90s, Doosan would be a sub and playing for Siena. Oh, man. It's hard to make those comparisons through different generations as well, of course. I don't think Doosan would be as massive as he is now. Like in the 90s, they didn't have... I mean, some of that stuff was starting to come out, all those supplements and things, but it's not like the food science and training and everything that we have today. It's like Doosan's a monster, and a lot of that is due to science. So he might actually be better. He might actually be better if he was smaller. I don't know. Hold on. I got to yell at my wife to keep the dogs quiet. They're just like having a grand... I don't know if you can hear them. They're just like... It's earthquakes above me. The dogs losing their shit. Okay. Juve Pauls. Mata promised that he has the thing. Said to Thuram in August, I have everything to win. Something that should create 350 chance for Doosan and chances and no chances for others. Or was he lying? I mean, you can say whatever you want. I don't know if this should be taken word for word. I don't think his intent was to lie. What about Cambiaso? When do you think he'll be back? January. I think he's going to miss the next couple games. They're not telling us something. I think they're just very cards close to the chest with the injuries this season. It might be worse. It was a pre-existing injury with Cambiaso, so it could just be one of those situations that now that it got bad, it's bad. It actually got bad. No, he won yard. Okay, with Doosan, it takes him in terms of the intelligence, the decision making for Doosan. He's saying it takes too long for him to make up his mind. So if he was smaller, he would have to play smarter. That's very true. Yeah. Okay. So maybe I'm wrong. Try to give the guy some credit, but no, I'm probably wrong. So Dash's camera is on. He will be making his way in. He's hot off of that meeting. Man, Dash, get in here so you can yell at to Vlahovic. At Vlahovic, we can move on for a little bit. And I mean, my voice is starting to crack as well. Yeah, so Dash is coming in. German Dave, I forgot to mention today. He's actually got pneumonia. So he's speaking of injuries, not knowing when they're coming back. German Dave out indefinitely. So get well soon. I guess he's feeling a little bit better, but that doesn't mean much. It's pretty bad. So all the best to him. Yeah, Mata hasn't had the full squad available yet. No, that's true as well. And he's starting to be flexible. That's a positive. Let's talk about that. How he completely, the past couple games, just switched things up. After all of our criticism of other pundits and just media personalities, Mata switched it up. Thanks, LJJ. I'll let him know. I mean, we're all sick. I'm surprised Dash is still going. That guy, he's a robot. Okay, do we care about Calgary at all? We'll just stare at their numbers and make fun of them real quickly, and then we'll move on from that. Man, they got a 4.1 from Scoofat. That's bad. 4.9 by Palomino. Could always be worse, right? So that was Calgary. Overall, great game. But now we have to move on to Monza. And now that we're moving on to Monza, once Dash does show up, he can't even trash talk Doosan. It's over. We've moved on. Oh, I think here he is.
It's fine. There's no trash talking. No trash talking necessary. I do apologize to everybody, guys. Unfortunately, I have just been getting railed with just a lot of stuff. So I mean,
we got this.
You can tell from my face, I am exhausted. I am wearing a Lions beanie and I am fully bearded.
So I love it. I love the look.
I am rugged beyond rugged. I don't even have my lights set up. I just came in. I said, fuck it, turn it on. And as I'm turning on the computer, I get a phone call and it's just like, hey.
Oh, man.
Again, like, you know, it's on me, guys. I wanted to challenge myself and climb the ladder. That's what happens when you do it. You're the guy they call at 7:00 at night when shit hits the fan.
Yep.
So it is
work-life
what it is.
Balance. Yeah.
What the hell is a life? No, but like I'm happy to see you guys. I didn't get to see you guys on Sunday, so here I am. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to see you guys on the watch alongs either. But I mean, hey, well, at least good news, right? I am from Detroit. I am. I live in Michigan. So I am one of those annoying Lions fan because we're actually good now. Yeah,
you are good this year.
Sucked for 60 years. Absolute butt cheeks. So I finally have decent entertainment besides when Josh Allen rubbed his nuts on us on Sunday.
Ooh. That's awesome.
Primo Calcio from Detroit too? Oh shit! What up, Doe?
That's cool. I love those connections.
Awesome.
Welcome, Detroit.
Awesome. All right, I segued you way too hard. I will fill in wherever topic you are. We'll talk about it. You know, Mota growing a pair of balls and switching things up. McKennie, future center, left back, and Locatelli and Coop Myers, potential center backs. Fuck it, let's do it. We won 4-0, even though it was their B team.
You know, that's a good mention, actually. We covered a lot of what you said there, but the McKennie as a left back. I mean, I guess just to say some props that he's
GP. I'm further south, my guy, downriver. Sorry, go on. I'm distracted.
GP, what's GP?
That's the bougie area. Grosse Pointe.
Grosse Pointe. Oh, I see. You do like a good old point, don't you?
Not that
big old
not that kind of not that kind of no not that kind of point. Yeah, I hopefully this kind of is like, hey, well, granted, again, like I hate being the nincompoop, but now I've become that guy, unfortunately, in my professional sense. And now we got to look at it from the perspective of like, I'm happy that we got the result that we did. We needed it. I do think, again, we need to, guys, we've drawn over 10 games in Serie A. Yeah, we got to win in Coppa Italia, but fuck, guys, we got to get in gear for Serie A. Like, I know the Man City win was a good win, but now it's like you look at it from a comp perspective, how like Man United surprisingly beat them as well. And then it's just like you look at it where it's just like it's starting to get washed away. And we got to come back a little bit to reality here. It's one of those things where, yes, some teams will fall off. It's understandable that they will, but I need to see consistency from TM right now. Like I've got to see consistency, or we're able to, I don't want to say reinvent the wheel, but we need to get something right. And unfortunately, like right now with the bodies that we have, we needed something to get a spark, and we did. And I do want to shout out and say, Dusan, that was an absolutely filthy fucking turn that you did on the goal. Like, holy hell.
So you did like that one.
I did like that
one. I had some reservations about it because
I was,
almost wasn't.
Look, it was ugly. Don't get me wrong. It was ugly, but it works. Because when it comes to goals, like that is le crème le queso. Gol e le queso. Cheese for days. That's something.
And somebody did mention that actually in the live, that you would love how cheesy it was.
Oh, it was absolutely cheesy, and I loved every ounce of it because it was super cheesy. Because just the way that he literally just took it. It was like a post play. Took it, turned, shot, hook shot, boom, rolls into the corner. I don't give a damn. Those are the goals that I like to see out of number 9s. Those are some sweaty cheese. I like that cheese. And then, as Dusan put in the cheese, Nico Gonzalez gave him the chips. Boom. Because that was filthy as well. But again, I say it with a grain of salt because we're playing Monza, and Monza is god awful.
So was Venezia.
Exactly. And that's where I'm concerned now, because we played against a B team on Tuesday. Now we're playing against an actual team on Sunday or Saturday?
Sunday. 2:45.
2:45. We're playing those guys. So we're playing those guys there. And that's where I just, for the love of God, no more draws. Please, no more draws. I've had enough draws for the season. I think we're good. No? Yeah.
I think we're good. We need some wins. It should be noted they have some pretty important absentees here, as we can see. Daniel Maldini, red card, and injuries for Alessio Cregno, Matteo Pessina, Milan Juric, Roberto Gagliardini, and Samuel Vignetto. So they're kind of missing a bit.
They are.
It's not their best team coming forward.
Their form is terrible. The form is terrible for what they are. Again, it should be a cakewalk.
Should be.
We should.
But do you see that name up there?
Fucking Davide Massa.
That is Davide fucking Massa.
God damn it, Davide fucking Massa. What the Massa? That Massa fucker.
Yeah.
See, hey, you haven't lost your voice whenever Davide Massa gets brought up. Dave's voice perks up like it's the fucking 4th of July. Like, hey, Davide fucking Massa. Here we go.
Mm-hmm. This is our first away match in feels like quite a while now, a couple weeks. So I don't know if that goes for or against us.
I don't care. Just get points. We suck at home. I don't give a shit. We're terrible at home. Most of our draws have been at home. And especially when we're playing relegation sides, we've equalized at home.
So you have Paul saying all these
crazy tactical ideas. Like Locatelli is a center back. Are they strong enough to work against top teams in the UCL? Dude, UCL right now, that is not a priority. Their only priority for the UCL is just making it to the next stage.
Yeah, if they pick up another point, then they're pretty much guaranteed.
They're pretty much clear as it is right now.
Yes, 99% right now.
Like barring like them just getting dog walked the last 2 games, which I don't expect it. I expect them to get a point at least off Club Brugge. No, come on, man. Like right now, the Champions League is the last thing to focus in on. Because look, yeah, it's any given Wednesday, any given Tuesday. But once you start getting into the knockout stages with the depth that we have with the issue, like top 4, if we were comfortably in a top 4 race, then it's a different conversation where it's just like, okay, we can pivot, we can rotate, we can focus in on the UCL. But right now, where we are in the table is it's a bit concerning. And I don't know if you've showed them the table yet, Dave, but
you can bring it up.
It's not something for me to sit there and be like, yeah, hey, how do we square up against Champions League teams? It's like it doesn't really matter how we square up against Champions League teams because We are in 6th place. So again, Lazio
Okay,
losing.
back from 4th, so like it's still
there. But again, it's very, very cluttered, and right now you can't afford to misstep. Like you got to keep it consistent, like as far as how you're going to be rolling on there, because like if you look at our form, it's W D D D D D D, and it's a lot of D's, and that's not a good sense. So with 4 consecutive draws, and if you look at the matches that you drew against, it's just it's
more D's than a Diddy freak party.
It is without the lube.
Yeah, but a win. I mean, a win by us and a loss by any of these other teams, and things really start getting mixed up. So it's still early. We're not quite that halfway. That halfway is going to be. Is it Fiorentina? I did this wrong.
You got to click. You got to click Juve, and then you look at the schedule. Click Juve, and then you do the schedule. Yeah, come on, man. Get your shit
fixtures. Yeah, no. Yeah, Fiorentina.
Yep.
December 29th. And that's the halfway point.
Keane gets a hat trick. So what are we building for long term? Another 2nd place finish for the UCL? I'm waiting for the day of when we'll be ready. Something only works against Bologna level opponents. Okay. We don't really have anything at all right now.
We are Bologna level, though, if you look at the table.
Like in all honesty, like, yeah, I understand. What are we trying to build for? Okay, so that's a good question, right? So right now we're trying to figure out what is the foundational piece for the midfield, what is the foundational piece for the back line, and what is, for example, your foundational pieces for your offensive part of the game. So right now, in your front 3, the only player that has demonstrated that they are a long-term piece is Conceição. Not Dusan, not Nico Gonzalez, not Timothy Weah.
Not even Yildiz?
Not even, well, Yildiz, yes. I would say Yildiz.
He's
Yildiz and Conceição. Those are your 2 long-term pieces. Dusan, I'm not saying about skill issue. Dusan, I'm saying more so in regards to what his contract situation is going into next year and how that's going to play into a factor of things. So that's 2 pieces there that you have guaranteed. And then you look at your midfield. You have Douglas Luiz, who's a big fucking question mark. You have you have Fagioli, who's another big fucking question mark. You have McKennie, again, a question mark because there is no long-term deal for McKennie. And then the only pieces that that are for sure are Locatelli, Thuram, and Koopmeiners. And even Koopmeiners right now is a question mark because he's not fitting into the system well. So that's also, in theory, a half-assed question mark, but it shouldn't be a question mark for the amount of money that you paid for him. Now,
he played with the flu again, though.
No, I know he's a fucking.
And I kind of just want him to get healthy and see. I feel like I'm him almost right now. I get sick, I get injured, I get sick. I can't be good.
So now we move on to the fullback position, Cambiaso. That's it. As great as Savona and Rui have been for stopgaps, are they long term? I don't think they are. They haven't shown that they are. Maybe Kalulu becomes a fullback at some point, possibly. But again, we move on to the next skill position, center back. Gatti, Kalulu. What's the status of Bremer when he comes back? What's the status of Cabal when he comes back? All question marks right now. So right now, if anything, the objective is, and it sucks to say this, and I hate to piss people off with this one, but from a business standpoint and a financial standpoint, the objective is to make sure we don't go broke on those obligations.
Mm-hmm. And the best way of doing that is getting top 4.
That is the number one piece. Because, like, for example, when it comes to the Champions League for me is more so run of form and just fortune in a sense. Because you can be a team that's on the form of their life and go all the way. Like, for example, look at Dortmund. Were they built correctly? Were they prepped for the Champions League? Fuck no. They just hit a nice streaky stretch of form and they went for it. Same thing with Leverkusen last season. They're not perennial Champions League contenders or anything like that. The only team I can tell you that is built for both the league and the Champions League is Real Madrid. That's it. That's it, because they have fuck all money and they have fuck you money because they can buy players just because F you. That's honestly it.
You
Like,
should
for
be saying
example,
Paris, but it's just
no,
not.
it's not. No,
It's just not.
they're a failed business model. Because, like, for example, I don't even throw Liverpool as a team that's built for the Champions League. If anything, right now Liverpool is riding high on an absolute resurgence of what they're doing under Arne Slot. But, like, for example, when I look at it from that perspective, from built to the ground up, and LJJ is right. Like, Bayern, I think Bayern also gets a shout in that conversation, just because, again, they've dominated Germany for so long. It's a secondary priority. Because, like, for example, the only time where Juve had the right to sit there and say that the Champions League is something that we need to build for or we need to focus in on is from 2014 to about 2019. That was the stretch. Because Serie A was a gimme outside of a season or two where you had, a surprise contender. But at that point, like, Juve were clinching Serie A in what? End of March, April, etc.
Yeah, they'd have like 6 games left or something ridiculous.
So for that time period, you can sit there and you could say, okay, yeah, the Champions League, we need to focus in on this because the league is a cakewalk. But the other thing too is, like, for example, and Primo Calcio says it perfectly well, is if your team is built properly and you are strong in your domestic league, you will have success in the Champions League. Perfect example right now, Inter Milan. They spent they spent more so they spent the first 2 Conte years where we laughed and lollygagged at them. They got their foundational pieces going and they got everything set. Players got used to the system, the way that they were doing it. And then it transitions into Inzaghi, and Inzaghi just built. Inzaghi is another Allegri, essentially, in my opinion. Like, he came in, he tinkered in with something that was a foundational piece, and he took it to another level. It is what it is. They lost off of a poor coverage from a Rodri shot in the Champions League final. And then they got shithoused by Atletico Madrid the last season. And they're doing fantastically well this season again. Like, Inter have the ability to do both well in the domestic league, and they're able to do well in the Champions League because they play proper counter-attacking calcio. So the follow-up here is saying, all my concerns are directed at these hipster tactical moves. I don't see any value in them, nor do I see anything long-term. I brought up the Champions League, but of course we're far from it. That's a great point that you're bringing up. The issue is right now we've got no depth. No depth whatsoever. We're throwing in players and we're throwing in things like that because you have players that aren't able to do certain tasks in the positions that they are because they're a third or fourth choice. Frankly, that's what it is. And then when you're looking at it from, again, team form, the team form is absolutely shit. But what you need to do now as a manager is you need to figure out some kind of way to get the guys going because you need to trigger a response from the players. Tuesday is an excellent, example of them triggering a response, getting something out of it, getting something going, because this last month, this team was dead. Like, it took them going down 2-0 for them to sit there and say, oh, fuck, we're playing.
Yeah.
That's kind of honestly, and you can ask Canadian Dave here. This poor motherfucker's been seriously watching this shit for the last month doing watch-alongs, and I'm sitting there thinking, good Lord, this poor guy is about to gouge his eyes out 90% of the time. Like, when you see Dave like this during a watch-along, oh, baby. So the ball moves the ball back again. All right. Gatti looking for something, passes it back to Di Gregorio. Like, at this point, I could have a game of how many times Dave has made that comment or made something like that in any kind of shape or form in regards to that.
I am looking for new things to say the exact same thing.
Exactly.
So, taking suggestions.
He's keeping it fresh. He's keeping it spicy, but it's just a bad product. And I understand that it's a bad product because of the situation that we're in. So again, I'm kind of like I'm not losing my shit and being like, Mota out. No, I'm not going to do that. In contrary to the Allegri haters, but I do think, though, for me, like, from an accountability standpoint, he needs to get a reaction out of the guys. You need to get something going because there's not really much left at this point. You got to do something or you're teetering on the edge. If you don't do anything, you fall flat on your face, and then it's a disaster, like it was at Genoa when he was at Genoa. Because he was the coach of Genoa, and then he was the coach at Spezia before he went to Bologna. And there were moments where he was doing things like this, what he's doing right now, what he did at Gen 1, what he did at Spezia, and it didn't work out well for him because, the coach that superseded him at Spezia, his name was Italiano, and he tinkered that Spezia team quite well. So a little bit of a future sight. Maybe in 2 years, Italiano is going to be the coach for Juve in 3 years. Knowing our luck, but
Him or Palladino.
him or Palladino. I think that's, to be honest with you, I hate to say this to people, but I don't see Motta staying long term. That's my hot take. I don't see him staying more than 3 years.
If I was to just guess at this point, spitballing, is that we go back to somebody who is pragmatic, not somebody who says that they have this philosophy or whatever, and they come back and play pragmatic. Somebody that's just like, no, man, I'm going to defend. That's what I'm going to do.
No, I'm putting money. It's going to be either Italiano or Palladino, one of the two.
Yeah, but they kind of, well, more so Italiano,
because the reason why I say that is because, like, for example, Motta's kind of like, he's an Allegri light, but not a full blown Allegri. So you can't go from Allegri to Palladino, because if you go from Allegri to Palladino, that's such a big pendulum shift. It causes too much.
You're thinking more like,
I'm thinking it's going to be like that, because, like, for example, if I'm going to use Palladino because I think Palladino is probably the best comp for this right now. If Palladino is able to consistently place Fiorentina top 5, top 4, oh, you bet your ass he's Juve's next coach in 2 years.
I can see that, yeah.
When the Motta project doesn't kick off like people were hoping it did in May, I guarantee you see Palladino at the helm. There's no way in hell that Palladino does not come in and become the next manager if Motta doesn't do it, because he'll be essentially the next step up from Motta from a schematical standpoint.
Wow, that's like borderline getting to like some tinfoil conspiracy.
It could be
a little bit,
Again, it just depends on who's the sporting director and who's that in 2 or 3 years. But I got a hunch that, like, for example, and I'm going to say year 2, if Motta doesn't do anything next season or challenge for the Scudetto next season, I think he's out.
Yeah. How many years do you give a failing coach? But we'll see. I mean, that's a little bit of doom and gloom this far out, really. We got to think January first and foremost.
It is, and January's going to suck, barring if they get the right pieces in to cover the team.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit, because silly season is starting to roll in a little bit here. Tonali for Yildiz swap is probably the craziest one I've seen so far.
It makes no sense.
Sense. No, I think that one's dumb. They've come out saying, no, Yildiz is not for sale. I mean, would it be great to have Tonali?
Sure. No.
Sure. I mean, if you can get him.
Where does he fit?
But that's the thing. Where does he fit? If this was like a FIFA situation, it's like, oh yeah, sure.
If there was no Douglas Luiz or Coop Myers, then you could have that conversation. But you have both of them. Sorry to folks, but you got to make Dougie. You have to make Douglas Luiz work. You've invested too much for him to just be sold. You have to make that guy work.
Yeah, and just from the business end of things too, it's just we got to spend money in other spots. So this one is just news making. It's definitely sensationalized. Speaking of some sensationalization, it was debunked. It's back. The Danilo Raspadori swap, or at least something with Napoli taking Danilo. They're claiming that something's going to happen here.
I think that's a dumb move.
I think that's also stupid, because center backs is what we need.
Yeah.
And Danilo's actually starting to turn things around a little bit. And
I do think they need to I do think they need to figure out the solution for Milik, though. I think that's going to be a crucial piece.
Yes. Now Raspadori, and that's where a Raspadori situation comes in, right? Where, okay, we need another attacker.
We do, but
Raspadori would be a decent guy to have. But again, if you're not willing to give up Danilo, I don't know. Let's actually transfer market this. How much do you think it costs to, or how much do you think he costs on transfer market? The going rate there for Raspadori. You're not gonna guess?
Nope.
Give me something.
30.
Okay. What up? It is 35. Could we afford 35 on a striker when we need 2 center backs? I don't know. And I mean, that's Oh, current market. Sorry, that's his highest was 35. His current is 15. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, we
wow.
can afford. We can afford that.
Say he really went through a downturn of more. I was trying to catch up on my phone.
Yeah, here let me show you guys. Yeah, has dropped since slight raise, and then a steady decline since joining Napoli.
Wow.
So yeah, pick him up for like $5 million loan plus 10 or something. You know, put some magic together to make the numbers work. I would be okay with that, but to get rid of Danilo at this point in time, I don't think is the best situation, unless maybe they are okay. Maybe it's smoke and mirrors at this point, and they're like, yeah, we will get rid of Danilo now while we still can and get some money, get some sort of monetary value for him. Get Raspadori for a nominal sum, and then yes, we'll dump some money in two center backs, one probably big, expensive, ready to go, and then one that's more of a developmental piece. Now, going on to the center backs, because that is the next rumor, Nicolo Shira specifically saying we're getting two center backs in January.
You
now,
need
the
to.
two, no, we do need to. Now, the two that have really made the splash. Now, I don't think we're going to get both of these guys. I think it's one or the other. And that's Hanko and Skriniar. Hanko seems to be the hotter topic right now, and he's valued 35, 40 mil. It's a lot of money, but it's also not really a lot of money.
It's a lot for us, not a lot for other people. That's what it is. It's a lot
for us right now, yes. But for 35 million for what could be one of your starting center backs, it's not horrible. It's decent. It's a decent value, right?
No, it's not bad.
The question is then who else? What do you put in? What do you get? Especially if you get rid of Danilo. What do you do?
Yeah, I don't know. That's why that Danilo being offed doesn't make sense to me.
And then finally, the last big name in the rumors this week. And too bad Dal's not here. He loves this guy. And that's Xerxes. How do you feel about this?
Depends on what happens to Milik. That's honestly what it is.
So do you think Xerxes, being a pupil of Motta, working, he got like 10 goals? His numbers weren't special by any means.
He's a double-double player. He's a double-double. 10 goals, 10 assists. Yeah.
But he plays that false nine role. Does he actually work in Juventus version?
I don't know. I don't know.
And that's my concern. I think he's one of those guys that you put in the right system, he can work well.
Yep.
Like he's not working well at Manchester. I get it. But who does? So I'm willing to kind of give the guy a chance, but I guess we can look him up right here. What's the value at these things? I'm gonna guess he dropped.
About 35. 35 to 40. And
42.
Damn.
So he is dropping.
Yeah, it was 60 or 50 in the summer.
Yeah. So depending on how desperate United are. But how much are you willing? Is it just going to be a dry loan with option? I would do.
Yeah, I would do a loan with option. See what he does.
That would be the best. What's offered though? What's on the table?
Yeah, it would probably be the loan and then like a 30 or 40 million option.
It looks a little bit slow at United.
Yeah, well, I mean that's because it's the Prem. Prem's way faster.
Yeah, maybe just in reference.
Yeah.
Jeff says absolutely. Uwe Paul saying Milik returns to training. Surprise! Oh, is this grass? Wow! And look, a ball. Where's my lawnmower? And then he
more
beer.
More beer.
He is Polish. He will definitely take a beer.
Oh, absolutely.
Is that too much of a stereotype?
No, not at all.
I work with a Polish guy and he loves to drink. It's crazy when Man United buys, the chart immediately drops. Yeah, it's like buying a car and immediately lose 20% when you drive it out of the lot. That's United. United is a used car dealership.
Yep.
So that's about all the rumors. Have you heard about the Hawktuba girl recently?
Oh, the crypto scam? Yeah. I don't know.
I just found out about this today.
I haven't read into it, to be honest with you. I haven't read into it, so I don't really know much about it. To be honest, I've been only keeping up with Juve news as far as news that goes. I've just been absolutely swamped.
I just think it's funny, obviously, coming from the summer there and the Euros and the Hawktuba thing. Everyone knows the Hawktuba.
Yeah, and it's meme coins, guys. Never trust your meme coins.
No, and that's what, just reading some of the comments, was pretty funny. So yeah, she had this crypto scam.
Yep.
And she was on a live show, and I guess there was an investor that came on and was like posing concerns about this investment, the meme coin, if you will. Is that what it was actually called?
Yep, that's what it is. It's a meme coin.
Horrible name. I wasn't sure if that was just like a joke.
No. It's the Tua coin or something like that. But no, it's a meme coin.
Okay, let's and I gotta look this. Hawktuba crypto. Meme coin sued Okay, I'll just bring it up. How about that? But anyways, yeah, she's on this live, and the investor brings up some concerns, and she's like, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna go to bed. And that's the last anybody ever heard of her.
Yeah, because her management team and lawyers kidnapped her and said, you're not allowed to talk anymore.
Oh, man, I just find it funny. Man. Sometimes she's one of those, like, sometimes she looks hot, sometimes she's like, dude, weird.
That's every chick. That's literally every chick, Dave. Sometimes they look good, sometimes they don't.
Is that just people?
Yeah, that is just people.
Don't know why people actually put money in it, because everyone thinks that they're going to get rich quick, and it just doesn't work that way. Okay, I guess it's about time. We should go over the results of the poll. 14 votes. I mean, get them in last minute if you haven't already.
Don't you got to sign off? Your voice is like shit.
Yeah, that's why.
Hey, we'll do a short one. Hour 15 minutes later.
Well, because you came in and did your thing.
Fine.
That was, So, best goal of the match. 15 votes currently. Master G coming in. Yeah, Master G, quickly get it. Vote. Put it in the poll there. Let us know what you think. So, best goal of the last match. DV9 coming in at. Guess for me, Dash.
It's first.
Guess for first.
It's first.
0%.
Oh damn, y'all a bunch of haters. I don't want to hear me talk. Yeah, I don't want to hear anyone talk shit about me now.
Oh man. And Master G's saying Nico, but Coop was close. We see a lot of that. Nico, but Coop was close. Coming in third is Chico at 12%. Coop Miners gets second place at 19%. And overwhelmingly, he could own the House and the Senate. Nico Gonzalez, 71%. He gets it all. He brings it home. It's still political season a little bit.
Dash's observations of the chicks reminds me of Vlahovic. Sometimes he scores, sometimes he doesn't.
Yeah, that extends into his sex life.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe. But he's like a millionaire, so like if he doesn't score, like fuck me. Like there's some stupid Instagram bimbo that all he has to do is slide in her DMs.
He thought Nico was better because he was on the run, dealing with defender and goalie, and the finish.
No, it was 100%.
All the finishes. First Nico, second Coop, third Vlahovic, fourth Chico. Oh, really?
That's fair. That's fair.
I like Chico. It's true. Like Chico's goal, like just in a vacuum, just looking at it, wasn't that great. But it was just like Nico in that game.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's good. A couple more you got in there. Thank you for doing that. But it still didn't change the lineup at all. Change the percentages a tad.
Not
It's
even.
like waiting for Florida polls to come in.
No, Florida polls coming quickly. You mean
That was the Bush.
Arizona?
That was like Bush back in the Bush days, right? They had to do
Oh.
yeah.
I was
Sorry,
gonna say, I'm like,
I'm dated. I'm dated.
that one, yeah, you're super dated with that one. Alrighty.
Tucson Misovich says, Chuck guys, I'm coming from UFA Cornercast channel. Gio's a legend. Big up to him. He's really good. Even Tino dropping a sub as well. Thank you so much. Are you one of the regulars? I'm forgetting your name. I'm sorry, but I think I do reckon because I do drop in.
Fucking love the name though.
Yes, we absolutely love the name. And or are you just coming from his channel? You're not necessarily one of his co-hosts. Either way, welcome. The community is great, and we welcome everyone. So, yeah, welcome in. Thank you for the sub. Speaking of which, do that if you haven't. I know I see all the regulars in here, but if you're a regular and you haven't subbed, what are you really doing?
Not being a regular.
Duh. Man, Dash, what are you doing? Making like a grilled cheese sandwich over there?
No, I'm just cleaning off my desk. I haven't been at this desk for like a week.
No, I know. I'm just yanking your chain because you're always cooking, right?
Either doing that or saving the world in a sense.
LJ Jason.
Dash needs a vacation, people.
Yeah, you do. When are you off? When's your last day?
Dude, I don't have any. I only have Christmas. I have Christmas Day and New Year's Eve off. That's it.
Okay, how about from the office? Get anything off from the office?
Oh, that's it. It's only 2 days. Because I'm launching a huge fucking project. So I've just been. That's what happens when I get a big D in my title, and not a good D.
Are you a director?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Dash is a director. Director Dash. Look at him. Fuck yeah. All right. Well, let's get Dash from sleep.
My phone rings all the time. Leave me alone. And it's not even like a good thing. Like it's not even chicks. It's just work.
We know.
You know those red pill guys said if you get to that, that high status, they roll, but nah, they ain't rolling. It's a lie. Don't believe it. They don't call.
Maybe if you didn't go to the bar with a Lions toque on.
I don't go to the bar with this. I was just outside.
I know. Oh man. Okay, let's catch up on some of these before we head out. Keeps on missing. What else should have I named it? No, it's perfect. AJC is cool too. What do you guys think of Berto?
We never really worked with them, to be honest.
No,
with you.
That's a random question, but I did actually talk to him this week because I invited him on for the
Festivus
special, and he's also working. And because he's in BC, 3 hours behind me, he's probably going to be working at the time we do the show, so he may not be able to make it. But we do talk like once or twice a year. Like we don't actually ever do anything, but we're cool with each other. So. Yeah.
I don't talk to anybody. I'm just so busy all the time.
You're busy. Yeah. I have to be the social butterfly.
Yes, you do.
Berto's a G. Without him, I wouldn't have found UVA Cornercast and now the dive. Oh, well, that's good. Yeah. That's the whole point of the community, right? They say like competition breeds profit, right? Like if you look classic car deal, there's never just one car dealership. There's always like 3 or 4 in one area. A shopping mall. All the stores are competing, but like it brings everyone together, and I mean, let's people pick and choose, so it's good.
Yeah,
we like it, and it's good. It's good to hear some positive things as well, and that's why we do Festivus as well, is to like bring that community together once a year. Despite whatever differences we may have, different opinions, what have you, just it's the holidays. Let's bring everyone together and just do it.
Let's do it. Fuck yeah.
And yeah, have you seen UVA Cornercast? They usually go, I think 8:15 he starts when he does it, so later than us. So if that time zone works, there you go. Oh man.
We know.
Oh, that's funny.
It's fine. We know. It's okay. We get it.
Yeah, Vincent. So yeah, Bert though, I've heard Pepe actually I admittedly only messaged him today, but I haven't heard back from him yet. So you got to give him like a day or two because he's busy.
Yeah, he's always busy.
Yeah, and Gio's a nice guy. Yeah, everyone's a nice guy. We're all nice guys. I mean, whether you like how they do their things, I'm sure tons of people hate how I do things, but
yeah,
that's why you go watch something else.
Yeah, exactly.
Watch them all. Subscribe to everyone, and then tell those people over there to come over here and subscribe to us. It's just how it works. Gio, Reno, Lol.
Well,
Reno, I haven't seen in a while.
we haven't seen him,
Reno?
right? Does he
Reno?
still make
I
videos?
saw him with Gio. I don't know. Maybe Reno's still aware.
I don't know. I didn't know he still made videos. Huh. I mean, he's with us for a while. I worked with him a while ago.
Yeah, I can ask. Sure, I can ask her.
Sure. All right.
Until finally shows up. F everyone, it's Sully the Dive.
F everybody, it's only the dive. Fair enough. On that note,
dive on out of here.
Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to get into the holiday season, and the music volume just went super low, but F it, whatever. But everybody, thanks for tuning in. Newbies, make sure you subscribe and like to the video, and we shall catch y'all on a Sunday.
I had to. We're bringing the music back, guys. Sorry, cuts them off sometimes. It's weird. It's weird. Does things. Thanks for watching. See you Sunday. Sunday.